What's up, geeks and everyone else? Welcome to Geek Mythology, a podcast brought to you by my good friend Sal.
And Seth here, also known as Sugi on YouTube.
And we have a special guest here with us today. Say hello to Amber.
Hi.
I don't know what to say anymore. I've got this intro written out, right? And then the rest is just improvise, and I sometimes don't know what to say next.
Yeah.
What's up? I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, basically, she's our friend from school, and she's gonna be here to talk about stuff, I guess. Yeah, okay then. Awkward silence. Yeah. So this episode is gonna be all about ships. I'm sure you guys know a lot about them. Yeah, and there are plenty of ships out there from like various different fandoms. In Harry Potter you've got a couple ships, and then you've got Titanic, which is a giant ship. It's a shame it hit an iceberg. And then Star Wars has a bunch of other ships like X-wings and stuff, and they can shoot things. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean,
there's a ship there.
I mean, Voltron itself is a huge robot ship as well.
I mean, you've got ships in Star Trek.
Yeah, let's just stop. No, that's not the ships we're talking about.
I'm sorry.
We are talking about romantic relationships in fiction.
It's not always romantic. You could have other relationships, right?
Is it platonic, family?
Yeah.
It doesn't, like all of us. This is way too awkward. Anyway, yes, Seth, do you want to ask why I am a Dementor?
Oh, okay. Yeah, the joke is, are you a Dementor?
No.
Well, because you take my breath away. It's a bad pickup
Seth,
line.
I'm sorry, but as you know, I'm not gonna go there.
I have another Harry Potter pickup line.
Okay. Selfless plug. If you want to know why I don't want to go there, go watch my Skywars video.
Why? I don't know what happened.
I'm not gonna tell you. They need to go to my channel and check out my. I'm kidding.
Anyway, what was your Harry Potter pickup line?
Oh, you're going to bed? Mind if I slither in? Get it?
Oh, if you're gonna talk about pickup lines, bloody hell! Back in 2017, when I was watching Fairy Tale, I had Pinterest, and Pinterest had a lot of those quotes and pickup lines, and they were stuff to do with the characters from Fairy Tale. And if I go to my Google library and go back to 2017, there's at least 20, and you won't understand them unless you know Fairy Tale.
That's not me then, because I've never seen an episode of it.
But it was just sort of oh my, these are so bad.
Could you give us an example of how? I won't get it, but
if you guys just want to talk a little bit about maybe start the topic.
Okay, yeah. So as we said, this is all about ships and relationships. Just to make that clear. If you were here expecting us to nerd out about shit vessels and vehicles, then you should leave. So relationships. We're gonna go through the different fandoms and basically discuss what we like and what we don't like, and what we wish happened, I guess, because there are some things where I wish that they went in a different direction, basically. But anyway,
there's some things that it's either there are other ships that could have happened, or there are ways that a show could have done ships better. Maybe I don't know if we're talking about that specifically. There are times where it seems like they could have been done better, but they just weren't. They were just here you go, be happy now.
Yeah, so there's two types of ship. Canon and non-canon. Canon ships happen in the canon universe, so they happen in the show or book or whatever. Non-canon ships that the fandom like, and they're like, this exists, but it doesn't actually happen.
Yeah. There are certain fandoms where that's more accepted, and other fandoms where people are like, no, you're wrong. My Hero Academia, this is literally talking to you right now. Please calm down. Like,
even
please.
To begin with, the Avatar fandom, they had ship wars over Zutara and Katang. Now everyone's Zutara, so Zuko and Katara, or Katara and Aang. Now Zuko and Sokka's become a ship, and so I mean, you all can ship what you want.
I don't think I've come across a toxic.
Yeah, no, the fandoms you're in probably aren't so toxic.
I mean, I know there are like rivalries between like different types of ship,
but like if you want me to talk about it quickly, the one fandom I know of is the My Hero Academia fandom. It's an anime. Basically, I don't know how true these are, but I've heard like sometimes they've sent death threats or some form of threats to the author over making a certain ship happen.
I mean, if you're gonna like send death threats to someone, I mean, that's just.
Yeah, I couldn't find the cringy fairy tale pickup lines. Yeah, I don't know where.
You don't need to send us cringy fairy tale pickup lines.
I'm glad they're gone.
I know. I disagree. I would like cringy fairy tale pickup lines.
Anyway, do we want to go specific into fandoms now?
Okay. Yeah. Let's start off with Star Wars, seeing as that's what me and Sal. I mean, I can speak for myself. That's what I'm into. I won't deny that.
I mean, we've all seen Star Wars.
Yeah. So let's start with the first one, like in real life. The first ship that people probably talked about was Luke and Leia. What did you think about that one?
Oh,
doesn't exist.
Okay.
Anyone who continued to ship Luke and Leia after it was made clear that they were related is just a little odd.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I find it funny how I feel like Luke went on this giant adventure purely because he thought Leia was looking good and wanted to like help her out. Maybe I feel like that's the motivation initially, like when he saw that message.
Yeah, it is kind of funny because you know, just slightly moving off. They're both the same age in like the first film, right?
They're twins, so yeah.
Yeah. But like Leia genuinely looked like she was like 2 years older or something. She was definitely felt like the older one.
She was like a politician or something, and Luke was in his uncle's house, playing with toys, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Well, what would this other ship be? Would be the canon ship being Luke and Han, not Luke and Han. That's wrong. That's
I mean,
not
they've
right.
got like a friendship, I
guess.
That's
romance. They're the romance. It's like Finn and Poe, right?
Yeah, I mean, personally,
Storm Pilot is a pretty good ship.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would have liked Storm Pilot to be a thing. I wouldn't mind it. I was just saying it could be more than just friends, you know. They could have gone that way.
Yeah, even the actors ship them, so some of the interviews have been pretty interesting if you watch those.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
they brought in some random character in episode 9, like
Rose,
to be
Rose.
No, I found Rose so annoying.
I hate her.
I mean, like she came in the middle of a trilogy and then sort of complicated things.
Literally as a love interest mentioned in one film and then disappears off the face of like the entire universe.
And you know the kiss at the end, I was like, really? Was that necessary? Like
that wasn't necessary.
Finn wasn't even into you. Finn, like, that was so random.
It was so random.
It was so random.
I love how we just skipped from the first trilogy to.
I just want to, I mean, but like, bro, that kiss at the end was so random. It did not need to happen. It came out from nowhere, basically.
I feel like I want to say this about Star Wars, kind of like not even talk about ships. I don't know how prevalent ships really are in Star Wars compared to places where the romance is much more out there, you know? Because I feel like
I mean, like it's more like it's more of a side thing, I guess, a side plot.
Yeah, it's more like if a ship appears, it's normally going to be an actual relationship, like Han and Leia, Padme and Anakin.
The only ship that actually affected anything was Padme and Anakin.
What was Obi-Wan? Yeah, I was gonna say, what was her name? Satine.
Satine, that was a great ship. I mean,
that was actually a good one. Yeah.
I'm gonna talk more about that anyway, because I mean, before we go on to that, were there any other ships you wanted to mention from Star Wars?
Reylo, maybe.
Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it?
Do you like Reylo?
I was introduced to Reylo through a fan comic that I had. Like, I followed this one artist on Instagram, and she made these really cute fan comics, and I was like, these are amazing. And then I went and watched like the last movie in the final trilogy, and I was like, this has come out of nowhere. I am a sucker for the enemies to lovers trope. I love it. But this one really came out of nowhere.
If they built up to it, I think it could have been okay. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to Reylo.
Do you know in like The Last Jedi, they weren't showing romantic interest in each other. It's more like we could work together, you know.
It's like a political interest, I guess.
Yeah. But like Ben, I feel like I don't think they should have done it. And if they were gonna do it, it would have been if they were both still alive and in some post-film.
Why did Ben Solo have to die at the end? I didn't get it.
He didn't.
They set it up. Oh, they set it up throughout the movie. About halfway, as soon as Rey learns how to do that heal force thing, they set up that he was gonna die.
Yeah, because you have to sacrifice your own like life force thing.
That's Star Wars essentially. It's really just Reylo, Anakin, Padme, Obi-Wan, Satine, Han, Leia. Han's Leia was cool, but like for some reason,
Han's just a gold digger. He's in it for the money.
He was to begin with, though. He admitted that right at the beginning.
That was like the only reason he decided to stay and fight.
To help,
Empire Strikes Back, right? When I was watching that last week, right, the way, of course, Leia didn't mind Han acting like that, right? Too much.
I guess it's a normal thing for Star Wars. Like, there are a bunch of people like Han.
I felt uncomfortable watching Han like make moves on Leia for some reason.
Yeah, I can see that.
I just felt uncomfortable. Yeah. Because it was like he was forcing himself over, but it's not like Leia didn't have feelings for him either.
No, but I mean, I get it. Because there was that nice scene towards the end of that movie where I think Leia says "I love you," and you know that just confirmed that it was a mutual relationship.
Yeah, it's not like because that's all there is to it. But that's really just Star Wars. Do you wanna?
But to add on to Star Wars, you know, we had Padme and Anakin, right? And Anakin, I feel like he was very. I mean, it makes sense given his character because he lost his mother, right? But you know, he became very clingy, I think, to Padme. And you see this in the TV show. He sort of beats up a guy because that guy sort of fancied Padme. Like, it was quite scary to watch because it's, you know, made me really uncomfortable to see Anakin just beat up someone. It wasn't a healthy relationship.
I'm not saying that they both didn't love each other and it wasn't a good relationship. It just was not healthy. But then you get like Obi-Wan, who's also a Jedi, and they both have to follow the same rules. He's stuck to the rules. So Anakin didn't stick to the rules. Anakin sort of indulged in his relationship. Yeah. Obi-Wan didn't.
in the show he had his love interest, the Mandalorian leader, and they didn't have their relationship didn't last long because Obi-Wan decided to choose the Jedi over her, and it's like polar opposites, I guess.
Yeah, because
they're meant to reflect each other, right?
Yeah.
Because Anakin, he's far more emotional, and obviously he doesn't accept the Jedi in the same way Obi-Wan does, because obviously he's younger. Also, I think it helped because Satine also kind of was like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. I can live like that.
I think she understood, right? She understood that it wasn't going to last long because of the rules and the constraints that they had to follow. I guess. But it was interesting to see how Obi-Wan was considering leaving the Jedi. You know, I think he said if Satine confessed to love, I think Obi-Wan said he would have left the Jedi Order, which is interesting because
I mean, this is just a random thing to bring up. Like, this is completely off topic from ships, so that is the whole point of this video. But whenever I think of like Obi-Wan and Satine, I just think about the whole the line from the Mandalorian where it's like a Jedi and a Mandalorian, they'll never see it coming. And how many times have they done it in the past?
Literally every apart from the movies, everything has like a Jedi and Mandalorian team up.
We have Sabine and Ezra, we have Obi-Wan and Satine, we have
Ahsoka and Sabine.
And Ahsoka. I'm pretty sure there's a fourth one, but I don't know what the fourth one is. Because I have this sort of like thing from Instagram where there's like 4, but I don't know what the fourth one is.
I don't know.
Doesn't really matter. But yeah, I just find that funny how they'll never see it coming. They don't see it coming because they're like, oh, it's the Mandalorian, it's a Jedi. Oh, they never get along. Hang on, they do. They get along.
So I think that might be enough of Star Wars, unless you want to add anything. What do you want to talk about now? Because do
you want to talk about Avatar first?
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I quite like. I talked about this with Amber in DMs. We sort of talked about ships a bit.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? I guess to start off, what's your favorite ship from there?
Do you know what would be funny as a ship?
Oh, great!
Just came into my head.
Oh, okay.
Just because we talk about it, it was just Toph and Sokka.
See, lots of people think that, you know how in Korra they don't know who one of Toph's like daughters, like the dad is.
Yeah.
A lot of people theorize that it's Sokka.
I'm one of them.
However, I believe in Sokka Suki supremacy. So
did Sokka have children in Korra? I don't really.
No. Well, he doesn't have confirmed children, I think.
The other thing is that Suki doesn't appear in Korra, so
yeah.
I was gonna say, who is the prince, the princess, and the prince, or
the princess?
Are they? No, do you know in the Northern Water Tribe there's the emo kids?
Oh, yeah. Like the twin daughters of
No, one's a guy. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I mean they're the kids of what's his name, Tarlak or Una, one of the brothers of the.
Wait, are they Korras?
No, they're they're the cousins. They're cousins of Korra.
The uncle's children. Okay, cool. Unalak's children.
Yeah, the bad guy of book 2. Yeah, what's his name?
Yeah.
That's
Unalak.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense because I was like, that isn't Korra's siblings, right? But also they're like high up there in the social standings. But the chief is Korra's dad. So I was thinking about that. I was like, oh wait, no, it makes sense. It's Unalak's children now that you say it. It makes sense. But
so you were saying Tokka was a funny Toph and Sokka.
It would have been like obviously Sokka would just be like he already is. Honestly, Toph and Suki, they'd both just throw Sokka around if like one of them was in a relationship with him, because like.
What do you mean throw him around? Like
I mean,
not throw him around, but
no.
They could both be.
To begin with, Sokka was his whole, sexist, misogynistic, and then Katara and Suki made him drink respect woman juice one morning, and he proceeded to chug it for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
So Suki supremacy.
That was one of my favorite episodes where he turns up at like the at this like dojo and he gets wrecked.
Oh no, there's actually I know somebody who made a song based on that as well.
Yeah. No. The Avatar: The Last Airbender musical, someone made like loads and loads of songs. It's amazing.
My favorite one of them is the one at the end of that video where Katara goes and is about to kill. Yeah, about to kill the Fire Nation guy.
Oh, you're talking about the animatic that Michi made.
The last
actual
song
creator of that is called Catherine Lynn Rose.
Yeah, she wrote a bunch of songs for Avatar: The Last Airbender. Go check them out; they're really good.
Are they on TikTok? Right? Is that where it came from?
And they're on YouTube actually.
And they're on Instagram as well.
Oh, nice! They're on everything.
Yeah, they have a lot of songs as well. But of course, the most obvious ones, other than the Katara, Zuko, Aang ships, is obviously Sokka's ships. Obviously, first there's my girlfriend turned into
UA.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah. But like, there's obviously Suki. I love Suki and Sokka. It's just adorable. It is adorable.
I love it. It was so well done.
Yeah.
That is a healthy relationship.
It was
with lots of the ships in Avatar. I felt like it was a bit. I didn't feel like it was a good ship for many of them, but the Sokka Suki one was good. Aang and Katara, I felt was a bit.
I didn't like it so much. They shouldn't have forced it to.
I felt it.
They shouldn't have forced it near the end. They should have made it so like they got together, sort of like the hand holding thing. Right? They could have just stopped at hand holding, then maybe in the comics develop their relationship. But no, they were like, you know what? Make them kiss. It might have been due to demand from the audience as well. I don't know.
Fan service.
Going on at the time.
Maybe.
It is, but the thing about it is that like Aang is 12 and Katara is 14. Think back to when you were 14. Would you kiss a 12-year-old?
No.
That is a nonce move. No, you wouldn't. So the thing about it is that maybe had they developed it when they were older, it would have worked out. And I like their ship. I like their dynamic. Like in the comics,
Say like they got together, but they weren't like together, and they were like, let's just see where this goes, sort of thing.
I just think the execution was I felt a bit cringed, I guess, with the awkward blushing moments they had throughout the show. I just didn't feel.
It didn't get like really strangely.
To be honest, that makes it more natural.
I guess,
Didn't Aang get like really pushy in one of the episodes?
See, Katara got upset in the episode where that other girl had a crush on Aang in that village with the fortune teller, and then Aang got really upset with Katara in Jet's episode.
Yeah.
Anytime Jet was on screen.
Yeah, it was with Jet, wasn't it?
Oh, I love Jet and Haru actually. The Earthbender that got sent to the prison thing in book 1.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think Zuko had many ships other than Katara? Because
May.
Zutara. There was May.
Oh, yeah, literally, right there.
I didn't like
it. That ship was unhealthy, completely unhealthy.
Yeah. They were friends as kids, and then Zuko gets banished for like a couple years, and then they come back loving each other. I'm a bit confused.
No, but when they were on the Ember Island, like the 4 Fire Nation kids, after I think book 3, the beginning of book 3, when they're all admitting all their insecurities and stuff, and Azula's just like, "Oh no, I've had the best life." You're that part.
Yeah.
Just the fight that May and Zuko have is so like unhealthy because of the things they say.
Yeah. I'm surprised it lasted, that they had by a family and.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, I think. So what's her name?
Yeah, they have a daughter.
Yeah.
The
Fire Nation. Fire. Lady.
They also have Iroh, who's her brother, I think.
General
Iroh. I thought that was her son for a moment.
It might. I don't really know. She's quite old. She might have children.
The daughter's name apparently means fountain or something.
I
so
think
they
that's
named her after the fountain incident where they fell on top of each other in the
yeah.
fountain.
I mean, Avatar had quite a bit of focus on romance, really. For the show, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's quite understandable based on character age because they're all like entering their teenage years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I feel like at that point, people start to, start looking
to have feelings
for a romantic relationship.
Yeah. Do you know? I don't know if we talked enough about Avatar, but do you know another series that had a lot of bloody romance in it? Which I don't know who was bad. Harry Potter.
Yeah. Well, I've been rereading the books, and the first few books don't really have.
It starts
much, which makes sense.
It starts in
book 5 is where it
Four,
happens.
to be honest, because that's got the Yule Ball, and that seems to be a bit of a train wreck.
Yeah.
Okay. If we talk about romance in Harry Potter, we gotta. I feel like the best place to start might be book 5, Order of Phoenix, with Cho, and that was just what was that? That was just.
Okay, I've only seen the movie so far for that.
Yeah, but you know, like Harry has like a crush on Cho Chang.
Yeah.
Because she's like a great Quidditch player, yada yada yada, and there was a. Oh no, I'm pretty sure it might have been in book 4.
It started in book 4.
Yeah.
She tried to ask her out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That was, of course, it didn't last. They kissed once. That's about it.
And that was under mistletoe, wasn't it?
It was.
So it wasn't
in
even
the
in the film. Oh right. Okay.
It was in the film. They did do it.
But was it in the book?
Yeah, it was in the film. But
it was in the book.
Okay.
It was. But yeah, no, that was just sort of like that. That's sort of like the sort of thing you'd call like, oh, it's that one crush you have as a kid. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I see that. Yeah.
Then I'm pretty sure the only other romantic interest that they have for Harry is obviously Ginny.
I mean, Ginny's been crushing on Harry since the first.
Yeah.
I feel like the first part is more like she's sort of a kid who's like
a fangirl.
That's a famous person. That's a famous person. They're cool. But then, like, as she goes older, I feel like she kind of doesn't have so much interest in him in like the 4th and 5th and 3rd book, you know. But then as she grows older as well, the interest sort of comes back.
She goes through a lot of relationships. Like,
no,
she dated a lot of people, especially in the 5th and 6th books.
Yeah.
So I remember Ron ended up complaining a lot about it.
Yeah, there was a Dean once, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was. And then like Michael, I think.
There's the Hufflepuff kid.
The Hufflepuff kid, yeah. And the Ravenclaw one.
Jerk. Yeah. That was
what about
Ginny went through a few.
What do you guys think of Hermione's ships? So you got Hermione, and Hermione.
You're forgetting Crumb as well.
Oh yeah. Also,
I didn't mind the Crumb thing. I
thought
I didn't
that
mind
was
it.
great.
I liked that.
Yeah. I'm forgetting one ship. A cursed ship. A ship that I don't even want to bring up.
Draco.
No.
Oh.
Snape and Hermione.
What?
I'm serious. I'm serious. This is what some people ship, and it's wrong. And guys, that Hermione is a child. It is illegal. PSA: do not ship children and adults.
What?
Please.
Is this some fan fiction you've read or something?
I thought you.
If I was going to read fan fiction, I would read it about good ships. Thank you very much.
I've never heard of this before.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to.
I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it.
I thought you were going to bring up Draco and Hermione, which is something some people.
I know.
Yeah,
I think it happened in real life. I think the actors. Like
Emma Watson had a crush on Tom
other,
Felton.
But...
No, only Emma Watson. Tom Felton saw Emma as like a little sister.
Yeah, he was older than the rest of the actors, I think.
I think Tom Felton was like a year older than all the others because they had like an age range for the 1 year. So
I was also gonna say, if we're gonna talk about Hermione, obviously there's Ginny and Hermione is just a thing that like, we like gay. I don't know why it exists, but it exists.
What?
It's not a bad one. It's not a bad thing.
I thought
honest.
their relationship was purely like just friends.
It is. What about Ginny and Luna? Because I see a lot of that, and lots of people like that.
I mean, I think maybe because like Luna, a lot of people aren't really nice to Luna other than Harry's group. But even they sometimes see her as a bit of a weirdo.
Yeah, they see her as a bit of a weirdo, but they're not like gonna bully her, I guess.
Doesn't deserve this.
I did want to bring this up about Hermione, right? Harry and Hermione. Do you guys mind that, or
I prefer it honestly?
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. Yeah.
To begin with, I shipped it because I was really young. I was probably like year 6, year 7.
Yeah.
When I read the Harry Potter books, and at that time, when I was watching like fan stuff and just like general stuff with fandoms and ships and everything, I'd always ship the main guy and the main girl together. Don't ask me why.
Makes sense.
That makes sense. It's sort of how your mind would
I think I've watched too many romance films and animes.
I only think about non-canon ships if I'm like not happy with the canon ones.
Yeah.
Like I like Storm Pilot a lot, and that's not canon, but I do like it a lot. So, for example,
can I just mention one thing about Harry Potter, which I was annoying in book 6, Half-Blood Prince. Where did Lavender come from? Where is the world?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That whole like romance was so strange to me.
But also, it wasn't like they liked each other from the beginning, right?
I feel
because wasn't Lavender like against? She didn't believe Harry and Dumbledore and all that in Order of the Phoenix, I think. And then she was also like the one who like worshipped Professor Trelawney for divination as well. Yeah. And like Harry and Ron are on the...
Lavender went to the Yule Ball with Seamus Finnegan.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the only reason story-wise Lavender was there was for Hermione to get jealous.
Yeah. I don't like it when they do that though.
If you're gonna have that character there, the thing about that, if you're gonna have that character there, you need good character development.
Yeah.
You need to have had that character for like the entire time, and then bring them in more developed as sort of a love rival.
Like I feel like the only sort of maybe development she has is I think Harry saved her in Hogwarts battle. I don't know if I can't remember. That's the only thing I can remember of Lavender.
I could have sworn she died. I could have sworn Lavender died.
I feel like she got saved. Yeah, can I just mention another off-topic thing about Harry Potter to do with romance?
Sure. She was attacked by werewolves and died.
Oof.
So, I'll just say.
Yeah, that's gotta suck.
Do you know a word in Harry Potter which I have not seen anywhere else?
Sure, go on.
Snog. I've never heard that word.
I mean,
anywhere but
Harry
Potter.
It's British slang though. Think about like it's British slang, so think about where the content you do consume comes from. America, Japan, maybe for anime.
Yeah.
You're not gonna hear snog in anything other than unless it's British, are you?
Like I've heard it used in my primary school, as like a word people said, as like a British slang word people said. Yeah. I don't hear it often now. No one's.
I've never heard it anywhere outside of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It was just when I was younger, I was like, "What? Who says this? What people say this word?" Because I was like, "Is this a real word? Did J.K. Rowling make this up?"
It's really funny how J.K. Rowling uses like British terms like snog, but then she also uses like soccer, words like soccer and vacation.
Oh yeah, I know what
she does that in when she talks about I think Dean's posters that he hangs up in his dorm. She said in the book like West Ham like soccer team, for example.
Oh my god, why? You have betrayed. Yeah. Forget whatever she said this year about that's still bad. But call football soccer. Call football soccer.
We should check her spelling. Maybe she's forgotten to put you in some of the words.
Oh yeah,
Disgusting
I need to
behavior.
check.
Disgusting behavior. Anyway, yeah, Harry Potter has a lot of romance prevalent considering it's like a teenager's book. So
yeah,
it makes sense.
I feel
Obviously,
like
there's the
I'm gonna bring up a show that Amber hasn't seen, but I'd argue it has more romance than anything else we've talked about, and that is Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Have you not seen that, Amber? Oh, you said you tried to get into it, didn't you?
I tried it, but I can't. It's pretty. I feel like the first episode I watched it, and it was just really like almost childish. I would have 100% watched it if I was still in year 8, but
I struggled to watch the first two seasons.
The funny thing about Star is I actually watched the first episode when it came out in year 8, but I decided not to. I decided to I forgot about it because I was like, it's kind of it's one of those shows with 2 episodes in an episode. I know it's kind of childish, but then earlier this year, my friend started watching. I was like, okay, I'll give it a chance, and I basically watched it constantly for like 2 weeks.
I mean, it took me a good 3 months just to get through the first 2 seasons because I started watching other stuff in between. I didn't really find it engaging, and then I persevered, and in season 3 it started to pick up, and that's when all the romance.
I for some reason could not stop watching it when I came back to it this year. I watched it constantly for 3 weeks. It was the only thing I really watched.
But
I think my other motivation was because I was talking about it with my friend who was also watching at the same time. So I was like, to talk about it with her, I was like, okay, let me get up to this. And I actually ended up, she started before me, but I ended up finishing before her.
Yeah.
I think, which was hilarious. But
I know what kept me going was I wanted to see what would happen between Star and Marco, the 2 main characters. And I was
spoiler alert, they get together.
And I knew that was going to happen because you just expect it, right? And they didn't make it happen for most of the show. And I was like, okay.
Wasn't there a couple other characters there that had their whole romantic, that kind of Star was with that
Tom, the demon guy.
Tom, the demon dude, yeah. And then Marco was with Jackie,
yeah.
She was cool.
The first episode, or the first season was Star had a crush on Marco, but Marco had a crush on Jackie. Marco and Jackie got together, and it was fun. But then, Marco inside really had feelings for Star, and Jackie realized, and she decided to end it. And then,
I was gonna say, Star had just broken up with Tom as well.
But then, when Marco was going out with Jackie, Star decided to go out with Tom. Eventually, in season 3, and then Marco was single and he liked Star, but Star was taken by Tom, and then
I feel like the most funny romance in that show was Kevin and Kelly.
Kevin was too clingy, didn't want to break up. Just like what's his name? Wendy and his emo boyfriend, her emo, that guy. Robbie, he just, didn't want to let go.
Oh, I love that show.
He didn't want to let go.
Oh, for some reason, when you said Wendy, I thought of Mabel for some reason, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, but how funny Gideon was with Mabel. Oh, that was an awful relationship.
And I really disliked Gideon.
Do you know what my favorite shit from Gravity Falls is? And it's about a clingy person again. The Austrian prince. The girl. And Gilda or Glenda or whatever her name is.
Glenda, I think it is.
Sorry?
I think it's Glenda.
Yeah, Glenda and the Austrian prince. That was just that was just so weird. That was so weird, but it's so funny. When you see the clip of the prince trying to give something to her or talk to her, and she you see her in the later episodes, it's oh, he's so clingy, so annoying.
So annoying. There's this really handsome Austrian prince who is obsessed with me. Woe is me.
Yeah, so basically, I'd say Star did the relationships well, and it certainly kept me engaged because
I feel like it was realistic.
Yeah,
really.
I kind of related. I mean, I don't have experience at all, but I just think it's that kind of makes sense. It's not going to be perfect.
Talk about romance, right? And we've talked about Star, how it did it well. You've just started your first non-shonen anime, haven't you?
Me?
How
Ouran.
How far into that are you?
I'm on episode 6.
Okay, not
You're
bad.
watching Ouran High School Host Club. I'm so proud of you. I have created an army. I got you both to watch that show. This is great.
I love the two twins. They kind of remind me of Fred and George in appearance, but
I have fan art of them up on my on my wall. I bought it at a convention. It's really good.
I feel like I should ask Amber this. I feel like the main thing to ask you is, how do you feel about Tamaki and Haru? Haru's her name, right? I'm not remembering that wrong, right?
Haruhi. That's her name.
I've read the manga as well, so I've watched the anime and read the manga, and I love their relationship so much. It's so cute.
Like, if I were to read the manga, I would one day, but like, I for some reason I kind of wish they don't get together and it just stays the sort of father-daughter relationship.
No,
that's so funny. It's just like.
Tamaki does have a really confusing, like, in the manga, he has this really confusing part where he's like, wait, if I don't see Haruhi, like, as a daughter, why do I love her and want to be with her all the time and kiss her? And I'm like...
That was the thing. Like, in the anime as well, there's this one guy who was like, you're not her dad. Then he's like, if I'm not her dad, what am I? So, what do you mean? You're her friend?
Yeah.
No, he's her daddy.
To begin with.
I'm out.
You're cancelled. Get out of here.
To begin with, though, the author of Ouran High School Host Club was gonna get Haruhi and Mori end up together.
Mori.
The strong and silent type, the Honey's like cousin, I think.
Oh, the bloody
But almost all of the hosts have a crush on Haruhi at one point, I think, except for Honey.
Yeah. I mean, Honey's like the little brother, even though he's not.
How old is he?
He's 18 or 17 years. He's the oldest.
He's third year.
All right.
So the third year is the equivalent of year 13.
Yeah.
Which means we are second years.
This reminds me of, because I was reading Harry Potter, right, and I was like, wait, we'd be in 6th year if we went to Hogwarts. And when I've been reading those books, right, like the first 4 books, 6th and 7th year were like, they were pretty old, like
they were, yeah.
And I'm like, wait, I'm that age. I am.
The thing about book years and stuff and the ages of characters in books, especially young adult books, you're looking at like Percy Jackson and Harry Potter. They get so much done when they're like 12.
Yeah.
And here I am, 16, have done nothing with my life. My exams were cancelled.
I've mentioned this on this podcast before, but there's this meme where like the example I have is with like the anime characters where it's like Luffy becoming the Pirates King, Naruto becoming the Hokage, yada yada, like Ash doing Pokemon stuff. It's like they're all going to do that while I just sit here watching them. Just I will sit here and watch them do it. And it is a funny sort of concept.
Yeah. But, I just can't believe this. So. And like, you know, all these shows where everyone has like romantic relationships. I've never had that, and I'm like, yeah.
You don't want one. I've had one.
You don't want one. We don't.
I've had one romantic relationship, and I was dumped after a week. I decided that fictional characters are the way to go.
Yeah.
Guys. Fictional characters are the way to go.
Yeah, no. For me, it's more like I just really don't care for them. You know,
I'll take it in, but I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna.
Yeah, we're
still young. Characters.
We're still young. You know, we've got our whole lives ahead of us. You know.
Simp for fictional characters. Do it.
Oh right, that is a question. I'll answer that at the end because someone asked. Well, someone asked me a different question.
Yeah.
we're gonna move on because we're.
I mean, we
like,
should move on. There's really not.
Yeah.
There's not much else to talk about. I did want to say one thing quick.
Okay.
A lot of anime seem to, no matter what anime you're watching, there is for some reason some form of romance in it.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, most of the time,
Yeah.
80% of the time.
Apart from Demon Slayer, that didn't have anything.
That has like
no, that does have it. You
Does
see,
it
has the you know the butterfly. Butterfly girl and
yeah, but like
girl.
yeah, it was just one, like a couple minutes in one episode.
Yeah.
One person was
but like
just.
you still
people
see,
will take what they can get.
Yeah. Then there's obviously Zenitsu and Nezuko, which you don't see it right.
Oh
now,
yeah. That Zenitsu is a bit of a creep.
That's more like one-sided.
He was
really,
like,
but,
yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll move on. That's really what.
So we're gonna move on to the new segment of the show called Autocomplete. And I don't think you've played this, Amber, but the way it works is you just type in a letter into your search bar, and we'll talk about what comes up if it's relevant, I guess.
Okay.
So the letter I picked before the episode is the letter L. Should I start with what I got on my search bar?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I typed in L and I got Light of the Jedi on Google because I literally searched up, like, before we recorded, the new Star Wars books that were going to come out in January.
Yeah.
And I sent a screenshot to Sal that I wanted to buy one of the book Light of the Jedi. And it's £20. And I was like, this is a lot of money for a book.
Yeah, I mean, books are normally around £15. Yeah, stuff. Like 12 or £15.
But I'm gonna buy it anyway because it's Star
How
Wars.
Long is the?
How good for you?
Pages.
It's... Oh, okay,
that's
good.
It's pretty.
It's £20.
Oh right, that's good. No, you know what?
Yeah, it's not like Adventures in Wild Space, which is like 100 pages long.
That's like a kid's book, right?
Yeah, it's a kid's book.
Yeah, this one's for adults.
Well, is there anything else sort of interesting?
Nope. Your turn. What did
I mean, me? Okay, this is kind of relevant to what we talked about in possibly the previous episode.
Okay.
Is the first thing to come out is a list of Power Ranger series in order. I was making a list of Western shows I've seen, and I decided with Power Rangers, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. So I kind of like put in the stuff that I've completed, the stuff that I've started, the stuff that I've sort of majority watched, and the stuff that I've started like 5 episodes of.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to do it because I've seen half of the released Power Rangers series completed and multiple times. Some of them.
I never knew Power Rangers was that long. I didn't know it had so many like shows.
No, well the thing is they're not related to each other except for like certain team up episodes, but really they're all their own stories.
Yeah.
Except for like the first 5 series, which have like the same villain or something. I don't know. The second thing I have is Lime Skittles because I was searching those up because apparently they don't exist anymore because they're Apple Skittles instead.
Oh right. What about you, Amber? Did you manage to
get this is gonna be fun. Just expose me.
Okay. You don't have to say it if you don't want to.
One of them is legendary Pokemon Crystal, because I didn't know what legendary came with Pokemon Crystal, so I had to search it up. The second one is Lavender Brown because I was literally just researching her with her whole relationship thing. The third thing is the name of a character that my friend was telling me about. She was like, Amber, you've got to look them up. I love them so much. I love them more than I love life itself. Amber, search them up, please. I love their face. Something along the lines of that. Okay. That's my friend. And the last thing that comes up is a link to Wattpad, the fanfiction website.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, we're coming up to the end, so we're going to end with the question, which was asked by Harry, and I did, hint at this. He asked me this question, which I won't answer fully, is all I can say. He asked me, who do you like? And then he had to put in like a few parameters out there, just to make it even harder for me to answer. He said, who do you like from school? Anyway, my answer to that question, Harry, is I like everyone. Like, I like everyone, okay? Like, you should like everyone too. I don't hate anyone. No one's like bad.
A better question would be, who don't you like from school? That'll expose you. That might get you cancelled though. So
I won't answer that.
I was gonna say,
but Harry, I know what you were trying to get out of me, and I will not make any further comment other than.
If you want a simple answer, you just go like, my friends, which is not wrong.
Yeah, I like all my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them very much, you know.
But on a slightly related question, who do I like not from school, from movies and stuff?
Which movie characters are you attracted to?
Okay, who wants to go first?
Amber, go first.
You brought me into this not realizing that I've had this conversation with my friends, that I have a list.
I know you've had this. I know what type of person you are, and I know you've had this conversation.
I have a list.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have a list down with my friends.
Do you want to share?
You guys start talking. Let me see if I can find my list.
Okay. For me, actually no. Seth, go first.
Okay, I will say like 3 characters. Hermione Granger.
Oh.
Oh, you like him smart.
Let him talk.
I had a crush on Emma Watson. Okay.
No,
understandable.
What's her name? Oh, great! I'm having a mind blank right now. Ahsoka.
Ahsoka?
It's weird. She doesn't have fur, so don't accuse me of being a furry. I know she's not a human, but she's a cool character.
Where is this going?
Anyway,
and then
go say the third. If you want.
I can't remember, honestly.
Okay. I was going to ask you this quickly, Seth, before I give my answer. Is that more of like a respectful liking, or is it like... Because like both of those are like respectful characters as well.
I mean, it's not just respectful. I mean, I guess you could say, yeah.
Can I say my answer quick, just to also bring something up as well?
Okay.
I think I didn't ask my friends about sending screenshots of this conversation, so if you are listening to this and you realize what I'm talking about, I am sorry I sent screenshots to send this. But it was too funny not to. But like 2 of my friends in a group chat, they just started talking about like liking characters, right? And they were like, "Oh, these characters are really pretty and stuff," right? And like,
understandable.
Then like I mentioned, I'm finishing Quora, and one of my friends was like, she is ethereal, and start sending screenshots of Quora and saying like she is incredibly attractive. And my other friend was like, "No, ew, what? No." And they just started having arguments. So my friend started sending screenshots of other characters like Asami and Glimmer from She-Ra and Catra, and Lib was always like, "No, oh, what the hell, ew, no."
I will not accept any Quora slander here.
Yeah,
Quora is.
But this was my friend Liv and another friend, and then the friend sending screenshots was like asked me like, "Sal, back me up here," and I'm like, I ain't backing anybody up because I do not find characters attractive in that way. You see, I do not think of anybody real or fictional like that. That is my answer. That's basically my answer.
Good answer. Because I know when I return to school, people are gonna be like, well, okay, people who are listening will start asking me questions.
No.
Please don't.
Let me just give a bit of a bigger answer, right? I don't see anybody in a romantic way because I'd rather be friends with them. There you go. That sounds so sad to say out loud. Anyway, Amber, go ahead. Who are your husbanders? And maybe why? Because I know most of them are going to be husbanders, I feel.
Wow, really? Let's see. I gotta say, when I was watching Fairy Tail, Sting was very high on the list. Sting
that's fair enough. I can see that.
It's great. It's the whole like bad guy to like good guy thing. I can't like.
Okay, what about Roxas? They're both blonde.
Locks, I don't like Loxus. Loxus just went a little bit too bad.
I feel
He
like
was
Loxus
too
was a bit too
bad.
bad. But his redemption arc is amazing, to be honest.
His redemption arc is amazing.
It is amazing. Who else
Yeah.
would you say?
Who else is there? Let's see. I got my boy Kaoru from Ouran High School Host Club.
Okay, Kaoru. Which one? No, which one's the one? Kaoru's the one that didn't have a crush on.
Kaoru's the nice one.
Yeah. I have a question. Have you seen Yuri on Ice, Amber?
I have not seen Yuri on Ice.
Because I was about to ask you, Victor. Because everybody seems to love Victor.
No, it's Victor X Yuri. Ship Supremacy. Is there anyone else?
Is that it?
You know, I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
I feel like if we end it now, we won't have to keep making things more awkward for ourselves.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what? Just stop.
Guys, a piece of advice. Piece of advice.
Quit while we're ahead.
Okay, yeah, I will quit.
You know, I'm going to have a pain editing this because I'm gonna be like, do I wanna like upload that? Do I wanna keep that? You know.
Outro set. Do it now, please. Before we do anything more stupid.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, I guess, for listening. I hope it wasn't too awkward for you. Listening to us. And we'll see you in the next one. We upload every 2 weeks. Please share and do all that stuff.
Follow, subscribe, etc., etc.
And we
like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
And we're done. Finally.
I'm tired. This is oh god, finally.